Big day today. One I've been waiting a few months for. It's finally time to start working on my 1969 NSU Prinz. So, this is gonna be a good episode. You're gonna see a lot more of me this episode and a lot less of Jake. So I know you guys have probably been waiting for that. So, let's tell you what we're gonna work on today. For anyone that's new to checking out our channel, my name is Taylor Clark and welcome to Clement Customs. So today, like I say, you're gonna be seeing me. Jake's inside editing another video, keeping up with all that important work. So for now, just me working on the NSU. So for those of you that have not seen previous episode, we got this old girl running. Off a whim, had a couple buddies over one night, and we're like, you know what? Let's get her going. And honestly, it fired up pretty decently. I pulled the carb off since, cleaned it all out. Who knows how long this thing has been sitting for. So cleaned the carb out, and honestly, once the carb was cleaned, this thing ran pretty good. Once I realized, this little car kinda runs, decent, it gave me the enthusiasm to be like, can I get this thing to go down the road? So, started working on the clutch. Clutch was stuck, engaged. So played with the lever, the clutch cable, all the goodies, and I was able to get the clutch to release. That being said, I thought, let's take her down the road. I was able to get this thing down the road, just around the corner and back. No brakes, of course. So today we're gonna work on trying to get something brake-wise working. It gave me the enthusiasm to try to maybe see if I can get this car to at least limp to a car show or two this year, and to show it off before I decide to do the big Beetle Pan engine swap. So let me show you what we're going to take on today. I had the chance to take the master cylinder out. The previous owner already took all the front brakes apart, so they're scattered everywhere. I'm going to have to, there's some parts. I got a bunch of parts all in there. So I'm going to have to figure out the front brakes. But I had the chance yesterday to whip out the master cylinders out. Was rusty. Honestly, internally, looks pretty good. There's some give in these seals. So enough that I think I'll be able to clean this and reuse it. Again, I'm only trying to limp this thing to a couple shows to show people the before we do the entire teardown. So it's nothing that I'm gonna be driving all the time, just something to get to and from shows. So, got a couple of wheel cylinders here. They're pretty bad. These are the front two. As you can see, these are the better ones. These are the cups that go inside the wheel cylinder. So these lip seals, let's see if I can focus in on this. They have a little bit of give left, so I might be able to save two of these. These two, on the other hand, flat as can be. These are not salvageable. So what I think, the rear wheel cylinders are the same as the front. So what I'm gonna do is try to make two wheel cylinders work out of the four, enough to get this thing down the road. Again, I wouldn't recommend this because you'll only be stopping on the front brakes without using the backs. It'll get us going. Let's get some light in here. It's a little dark. It's a nice day today. Let's open up the shop. I think I'm gonna have to pull the wheels off before I set it on the jack stands. Well, as we can see, there's no brakes in here either. Now I gotta find where the other wheel cylinders are, so I can hopefully make two. Oh boy. Let's pull the other side apart. There we go. And as we were not too surprised, all the brakes are gone in here too. Well, let's go find, they gotta be in that bin somewhere. Let's go check it out. Turns out, the front wheel cylinders are slightly different than the rears. And you see the cup sizes. which makes sense. You usually want more brake in the front than the back, so the larger cup would make sense. So that's gonna mean I have to find a way and find a kit to rebuild these. That's gonna be an interesting feat. Or if I can find a wheel cylinder that is close to the same mounting and the size as this one, I may be able to modify them to work for mine. So before I start working on these front brakes, I might as well put the rears back together so I can put it back on all fours, turn it around, and start pulling the front brakes back apart. Might take a little time and research to figure out what I can use for wheel cylinders for this thing. Okay, so really, I was able to source some wheel cylinders pretty simply thanks to Bumper to Bumper. Hooked me up. They had a catalog of a ton of different wheel cylinders. Did I say wheel cylinders in the start? I don't know if I did. Anyways, they were easy enough to find. They're similar cup size, a lot easier than finding the rebuild kits for the cups themselves. So they hooks me up. They're pretty close. So now I just got to make them adapt into my backing plates wherever I put those. But first, I guess I'll throw the master cylinder back together, clean her up, make it ready to go back into the car. So let's do that first. As you can see, she's a little dirty. Honestly, the bore itself is quite clean, which is nice. So all these seals, like I said earlier, got a lot of give left in them. So let's clean this up, put her back together. It's a little master cylinder, eh? It's pretty small. So let's take care of that. Just like that, we're cleaned up. Just a quick little wire brush and all that sort of stuff, a little brake clean, nothing too crazy. Like I say, this is just gonna be to get me through the summer. So let's put this all together and then we'll get to our wheel cylinders. All right. Moves free. That'll work for another day. All right. Okay, now that we're done with the master cylinder, let's start putting together all the brake components for the front brake drum assembly. So we got the backing plates, the brake shoes that have no linings left on them, the springs, and the new wheel cylinder. So first things first, let's start cleaning everything up. But, you know, as you see, there's no material on this. We were lucky enough that the previous owner, let me show you guys. Let me show you this. Previous owner was able to find some original NSU brake bindings. Oh, let me whip that out. Look at those. Good find. So he saved me with that, so I'm going to be able to put these onto the new shoes. I'll show you guys what I do for that. But for now, let's put her together. Boom. Just that easy. All put together. Just kidding. Everything's still on the table there. Anyways, I thought I'd do one side, work out all the kinks before I bore you guys to death with doing brakes. So now that I have those together, now I'll show you guys everything I did to assemble that. So let's get to cleaning and let's get to assembling. All right, let's get to work. First thing first, the backing plate. These two are the adjusters. Sprayed them with a little penetrating oil. Got some hex drives in the back, and they honestly freed up perfectly. So that was great. Once those were freed up, quickly installed the wheel cylinder. It was nice, the holes mounted perfectly on the back side, so it was just a quick install. That was great. The only thing that was a little bit different was the wheel cylinder sat a little bit higher than the old wheel cylinder. So I had to do two things. First thing, I had to cut the nose off of both of the shoes and add a new mount for the wheel cylinder to engage to on the shoe. That was the first thing. Second thing, I had to actually clearance the inside of the drum, 1 point on 5 spots in the drum. Didn't take too much. She was good to go. Okay, once I was finished the drum, went back to the shoes. First thing first, clean the surface. Then I went to mounting the linings. Most people rivet them on, but I had a ton of small bolts with nylocks on them, so I thought that'll work just as well. Quick and easy, and honestly, it was simple. It was easy bolt up. They're good to go. Once they're bolted all up, quick install the linings and the springs, and honestly, that's about it. We'll go install it on the car and move forward. Now that the brake assembly is together, throw it in the car, throw the drums on, the master cylinder on, the new lines and all that sort of stuff. Once those are in, I'll drag Jake in here and we'll bleed some brakes, get this thing on all fours. Let's go take it down the road. Master cylinder's in, connected up, so let's throw some oil in it. Let's get to bleeding. I lost the cap, don't know where it is. Oh well. A little sketchy, but it works. Don't recommend it. Good old Pit, making things challenging. Oh. Good thing the car's light. There you go. Back on all fours. Time to go find Jake. Get him to push some brake pedal. Let's get some brakes in this baby. Hey, Jacob! I need a brake pedal push eventually here. If you'd like to help.
Yeah, now?
Unless you're in the middle of something. You're experienced in brakes recently, so I feel like you're a good guy for this job.
I thought something was bad happening, so
No.
I jumped out my truck.
Did you have a problem bleeding this thing? Doesn't want to push fluid, I think. I think this line must be a little plugged up or something. I was able to get air through it and liquid and stuff, but maybe just not enough. So I'm gonna disconnect it from the master, see if we're getting any oil. Might just change it out with something else. So let's do that. It's great under here. This is the feed to the master, and it just burped a ton of air. Now, as you can see, she's leaking fluid. So we might be all right. We might be able to just start bleeding the system now. That'd be great, best case scenario. So let's try it. Great news. Once we got that air out of the brake feed, the brake fluid feed line, we're able to bleed the brakes and get her solid. Help with my buddy Vincent for pedal pushing. But anyways, it feels solid. I think it's time to take it for a whip. So let's take her for a drive, I think. It's go time. Let's see if she'll start. Been a while. Come on, baby. We're alive. Got a little choke lever here to play with. We'll lower warm up a bit. Doesn't drive very often, so we'll warm her up, get her ready to go. For you guys wondering, I currently can't figure out how to get reverse to work. Here we go! Hey, she stops, she goes. Look at that, eh? Let's go. It stalled out and died. Anyways, She stops. She goes. And I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment. What do you think of this episode? Remember, every Sunday we post a new video. Come back, see what we do next. Thanks for watching.